All right, today we're going to talk about LinkedIn Live. It's now here. It's coming to everyone soon. So let's talk about LinkedIn Live and what I'm learning. So I'm grateful for the folks at LinkedIn. I don't know who gave me access, but I got early access to LinkedIn Live in the beta version. And I'm learning a lot along the way. And I want to share with you some of my thoughts as I'm diving into this platform. And so as you think about things like Periscope, you got it earlier, Facebook Live, and you would have massive reach. Those that got in earlier, and then it kind of trickles off. And I expect the same thing to happen with LinkedIn Live. And so as I was given early access, I started using it 2 or 3 times a week for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm learning a lot. So I want to share what I'm learning. The first thing that I'm seeing and that I'm learning is that LinkedIn Live is improving daily. And so some of the functionality was buggy, it was a little delayed, the comments were delayed. It's getting a little bit better every time I go live. And the integration with the third-party software, and so I'm using StreamYard to stream. So you can't actually stream directly to LinkedIn Live like you can on Facebook or you could on Periscope. And so you're using LinkedIn, a third party, so you StreamYard, and that integration is smoother, it's easier, the function is working better. So I expect that in beta it's going to continue to improve, and even as it goes live, it will continue to improve. One of the things I love about LinkedIn, especially over the last year, is they are improving their platform from a technology perspective every single day. It's not stagnant in any way. And so I expect LinkedIn Live to continue to improve from a technology perspective every day. The second thing that I'm seeing and that I'm learning about LinkedIn Live is that the reach is exponential. And so you might have already seen, you might be experiencing that video on LinkedIn is increasing, and your engagement increases significantly when you upload a video versus writing a text post or a link. And so with LinkedIn Live, it takes that video engagement to the next level. And so where you might get, and I see about 5 to 10 times the engagement when I post a video versus a text-based post. With LinkedIn Live, I'm seeing about 3 times the engagement over a regular video with a live video. Most of my engagement is happening after the fact. While I do get pretty good engagement in my live streams, I'm seeing about 5 times the views after the fact. And so you continue to see that with LinkedIn Live, and that's similar with Facebook Live and some of the other platforms. It was interesting with Periscope, where most of the engagement actually happened live, and then the after views were not as much. With Facebook and with YouTube, most of the views happen after the fact, and I'm seeing the same thing with LinkedIn Live. So the third thing I'm seeing is how long a LinkedIn Live video should be, and I'm going to share my opinion. This is going to change rapidly, and we've seen this with Facebook Live and other platforms. And so with LinkedIn Live, what I'm seeing, and I've tried about a 5-minute live video, and I've tried about a 20-minute live video, I think the sweet spot is right around 8 to 10 minutes. And so as I've experimented, now I've only done 6 or 7 live videos to date, and so this learning will continue to grow and develop. But I think 8 to 10 minutes is a sweet spot. Understand that you're engaging professionals. They're probably busy, but they want to learn, they want to interact. So 8 to 10 minutes gives you an opportunity. And what I'm doing is 2 to 3 minutes of setting up a topic, and then really trying to engage around conversation around that topic, trying to stir and receive some comments and questions and make that experience interactive. And so I'll pick a topic, I'll talk about it for 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll try to engage conversations and interact with the community. And then that's where some of them have gone a little bit longer as the interaction has increased. But what has happened is my follow-up video views have decreased with those longer videos. And so I think 8 to 10 minutes is probably the sweet spot with LinkedIn Live, at least right now. Now, one of the things that people are always looking at when it comes to a platform is when is the right time to post. And so that's the fourth thing I want to talk about is with LinkedIn Live, I have found the afternoon to be the sweet spot. So I have tried early morning, mid-morning, afternoon, and evening. Early morning, and now I'm on the East Coast, and so early morning for me is really early morning for my friends on the West Coast or anyone outside of the United States. And so for me, afternoon has been the sweet spot. So afternoon hits mid-morning on the West Coast, and it's afternoon. We're still working on the East Coast, and so you see different times and different engagements. And I think it's been, when it comes to Facebook, I found mid-morning to be a sweet spot. And so with LinkedIn, afternoon has been the sweet spot for me, where I've seen maximum engagement, and then the views continue obviously after the fact. But it gets more engagement, and it creates that momentum as you have maximum engagement with the actual live stream. And so mid-afternoon for me has become the sweet spot, and that's what I'd recommend as you get started with LinkedIn Live. And then the last thing I want to recommend or suggest, so kind of the fifth point, is that you've got to find an integrator. You've got to find a platform that's going to help you to get onto that platform, because you cannot live stream directly through LinkedIn software or LinkedIn's app, at least not yet. StreamYard is the tool that I'm using and that I've recently found. It functions right through a browser, and I have used it on a couple different devices. I love StreamYard. It's easy to use. It works great. I hook in. I use a webcam and a Blue Yeti microphone. You can actually just use your webcam in your computer and your headphones if you want to. You can actually put lower thirds on there. You can put calls to action. But it's really simple, it's really easy to use, really functional, and it's free at the end of the day. And so I love that. For 20 bucks a month, you can take the StreamYard branding off. Because I love the platform so much, I just leave it on there, and it works great. And so I have found StreamYard to be a great tool. So those are my thoughts as I'm getting started with LinkedIn Live. I would love to know your thoughts. If you would, comment below. Let me know what you think. Are you using LinkedIn Live? Do you plan to use LinkedIn Live? How do you plan to use LinkedIn Live? Let me know what you think, and I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn. Look at my bio or the description below and click link to my LinkedIn profile, and let's connect there.